that falls under
That's a select.
the selectmen, so, and then you have
And
lady.
we're Parks and Recreation, so
Right.
it should be some Parks and Recreation.
No, your playground and recreation.
Oh, playground, yes.
Parks
Yeah.
and
Well, it is a
Recreation is
playground.
actually the selectmen.
Yeah,
Right,
correct.
they're parks.
They're
No,
parks.
they're just parks.
They're just parks.
Got changed in 1968.
Right.
You remember that, right?
I'm
But-
still on the board.
I've been here that long.
But,
Thanks a lot.
but that was one of the things I had mentioned to Mr. Brown today, that
So if the suggestion is that they use, Wilbur School Field, she would have to go to the
Board of
selectmen
Selectmen.
Well, we could,
and speak to
we could
them,
do that for
kind
her.
of
We would,
Yeah.
we would
Willing
just
to
go.
help her.
Yeah, we could go to them, say, can we permit
work
this?
this out,
And
yeah,
then we
because
function
currently
that.
we have a permit for that, but I think we have one rookie team that's been practicing on it.
what day they practice?
I probably do.
We're gonna have to go
I'll
through
have to
the
look
Wilbur
at
it.
permits then,
Yeah.
and before you
Well, we
talk
don't-
to
Just
her.
to see
I
what
would
they
want-
do.
We don't have permits for Wilbur.
No.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
school department.
Yeah, the school department
But
granted me that.
Just to bring you up to date, when she asked for it, I think she liked the idea of Pierce Beach because the kids also like the playground there. And they, after a while, they see that red
Yeah,
slide
yeah.
and then they're gonna go run off and
Yeah,
go on the slide. So, so if she says we don't even really need a field because we're only playing kickball, it's not like they need a whole field. So the back part of the baseball field,
when does she wanna start this? 'Cause-
she wanted to start it next week,
Oh, okay,
on Mondays from 4 to 5.
I see, okay,
She's talking about 12 kids,
yeah.
so bring it to the board, and I think it's, something to reaching out to this
There's a
group.
playground over at Wilbur too, though, it's a fun playground.
Oh, yeah,
It's
it's a
nice
great
little
playground.
Yeah,
Great
okay.
playground.
So we'll take care of that?
Yep,
Alright.
and,
Anything else on permits?
There's nothing else, no other requests I have at this time for permits.
Is that it? Alright. Let's move on,
Can
Gateway
I-
Media.
Gary, you
Can we go
had,
back to the permits?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
you had contacted Somerset Baseball League about, the 21st.
Oh, yeah, that's,
I don't know what you got going.
it's right here.
Atlantis
at,
Charter School requested.
Atlantis
people-
Charter School, they use Swansea YMCA for
YMCA
their,
now, yeah.
but there's a conflict this weekend on Saturday, so they asked for permission to use, either Babe Ruth Field at Pottersville or South Complex. And I called Joe Francis to find out if they had any games rescheduled. They don't. I talked with Steve, and we talked about utilizing South Complex only because the team that's coming in is coming in from Nantucket. And they wanna play a doubleheader to make up games because of the rain. And they wanna do a doubleheader, and the thing is, I just can't see them putting them over there at Pottersville if they don't have
Oh, no,
bathrooms.
we cleared the field for you, if,
Right, so he did say that, the only issue we would have on that is there somebody that, are there other games, Little League games going on at the time?
There are,
And
what
softball
is that,
games?
minor?
What is it, this Saturday?
Yeah.
This Saturday. And how about softball, is softball, there are games Saturday afternoon?
morning, you guys have Saturday morning games, right?
What about afternoon, one,
He's a member of the board now, Kevin, behind
Oh,
him.
so you
What
do
you got
have games on Saturday morning,
Yeah, Saturday morning.
both fields, like till what time?
I think it
Well,
goes
it's
to
not gonna
about
interfere.
No.
You know what I
no,
mean?
because it's on the big field,
Yeah.
but I'm just thinking if the concession
Heads up.
stand, if the concession stand's open at.
We're gonna keep this concession
it'll-
stand open till at least 3 o'clock, we have somebody that will stay till 3.
Right.
I can't guarantee anything beyond 3 on
Right.
this day.
Only
but
because I'm
they're
just
going-
thinking about the bases and
Absolutely.
bathrooms and stuff
Okay,
like
we
that.
have questions about that too. Right now, we actually have a bathroom that's out of order, and I don't have the code for the handicap bathrooms. But given that there'll be so many people there, the handicap bathrooms are gonna have to be left open. If nobody's gonna be around, I can go down and lock them, no big deal. You know, don't sweat that.
What day
On
is it?
this coming Saturday. But
Saturday morning?
for the day, cause this
Okay.
team's gonna come in at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Kevin,
12 to 5.
your
Well,
daughter's
they
in
can
one,
get
right?
early, but they want
Yes,
1 o'clock
Mike, yes.
game.
Kevin's our equipment manager, if you two can get, for that
We'll sit
week,
outside.
so if you can get with Kevin, he'll give you a key to the code,
Right.
And then he can lock you on, I'm sure, right, for the bathrooms?
And they're gonna wanna use the little leagues, the baseball leagues bases, rakes, et
Yeah,
cetera?
well, I assume that they're coming, they're not gonna be coming with bases and
And
rakes.
lime?
Well, I told them we wouldn't be, no one would be lining the field for them.
You know what I mean, like,
No,
we're
no.
gonna have to have somebody,
No, no. 'Cause
The,
I think there's a game on
Some
Friday,
rakes.
there might be still remnants of
yeah, cause I talked to Jim, and Jim said we could probably spare one bag of
I
lime. Well,
think that, you
Don't
know,
worry about it, alright.
No, just give them the
Okay.
bases and a rake, and here you go.
right,
I mean,
Alright.
they're paying a fee too.
Trash,
yep,
they'll be responsible for the trash.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Uh-huh.
they've got the permit and all the right rules and regs.
Yes,
This
the
time.
21st.
Have you talked to Atlantis yet?
yep,
And they're good to go?
yep. And there's a fee for up to 4 hours, $50 for without lights, because obviously no lights over there.
Yeah.
On that field.
Oh.
Yeah, soccer, 1 o'clock, they should be able to get
No,
those games in,
Yeah.
yeah,
if you're going between
Yeah.
stock,
right,
that's some ugly baseball.
Well, they
Yeah.
have to get them back
the
on the
kids
boat.
back on the boat.
Get back on the
Well,
boat.
that's Martha's Vineyard's coming too for the other
Right.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can only, I know I've got something that's gonna work until 3 o'clock, so.
I'll let them know.
Let them know, Papagino's
Yeah,
is,
what we have,
they deliver.
I told them I wouldn't, I told
Yeah.
them they would not
I've
be
seen
able
that.
to, I told them they would not be able to do anything until,
Who's gonna lock it up?
I'm around Saturday, so, I mean, I don't have a problem going down and locking things up. Just like anything else, I just ask that, trash is clean and,
this is one of the reasons why we're talking about, having, the board has asked me to come up with a site coordinator type thing. This is really something that probably should be done, because, in the summer months, if someone wants to request a field or a site, and it's not, we do have special event, people, but, this is something we wanna try and do down the road that, if someone needs to be there, they need to be there. They're the one that, the contact person, say, hey, no, you need to clean that up, and then in other places where I work, we have actually had, a damage deposit, and it
yeah,
has to be, and you don't get the damage deposit back until after it's been cleared by the site coordinator, so.
right.
And it's worked out really well too, so, I think it's baby steps.
We also talked about getting a job box at the field, put an
Yep.
extra set of bases.
Yeah.
Right.
we
And a
did-
rake,
that
so
did
you
come
don't
up.
have to.
Right,
Yeah, I mean, that's stuff
Right.
we're working on right now,
Yep.
and the site coordinator.
right,
So he would just go there, open it up, here's your bases, here's your rake, stay there, make sure everything's good, when it's done, everything's put away,
yeah,
and everything's all set.
'cause I'm not gonna stick around for their games
No,
or
no,
anything,
no,
but,
no.
I'll be there just to make sure that Haley's got her act together and things are going smoothly. She has my number if anything happens and, but, and you'll be there in the morning, so you'll know if, the shack blows up.
Yeah, and
You know.
this is something that they couldn't use the field in
Yeah.
Swansea, and
Yeah.
they contacted me on Monday morning. I told them I couldn't
The
make a
goals
decision
are-
until I talked to the board on Wednesday. So,
Alright, yeah, so Steve
We're
cleared the
good with
field,
that,
did you
we're
know
good with
about
Atlantis
this?
then?
Alright,
I'll
I have a motion, on the Atlantis permit,
I make a motion.
we have a motion. What?
Go ahead,
I need a second now.
I will second,
Good, any more discussion? Good, all in favor?
yes.
Opposed? All right, Atlantis,
Now that's all I have for.
I have a question about South. I guess there's a rumor that there was a permit given out for use of the softball field at South Complex.
yeah,
Are they gonna be supplying their own
Yep.
stuff?
Yep.
Line, bases?
they'll be line.
Yeah,
It's only
Pitching
practice.
well.
practices.
Practice.
Not-
As needed.
Not utilized, as needed, it's
Did
not
they
utilized.
schedule what day they're gonna be doing the practices?
Sunday morning.
Sunday mornings, was it
That's-
9/11?
9 to
9 to
11.
9 to 11.
We just have to just,
The Somerset Storm practices on Sundays.
From 10 on, so there's no
So
overlap in
it's-
this, in the permits.
It's the town,
Okay.
town team, so.
so,
Wait, what do our permits say? We have it permitted for the
How
storm,
long do you have to put
10
it for?
10 to 5.
10 till 5?
10 to 5 on Sundays.
For one
So
team?
they-
Originally, I
practice-
thought it was,
you
it
have more
was
than one team, don't you?
Oh, yeah, there's-
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
group of,
10 to 5, but originally I thought it was the under 10, it was on, the under 10 field, there's no permits for the under 10 field on Sundays.
10 and under.
10 under.
There's open.
10.
So 10 of them, so you can go there if you need to.
If you
Well,
want. But you can't do, I don't know,
I don't know. So there's an overlap of an hour.
of an hour.
All right.
So let's say we wanna try and,
Well, what we need to do is either talk to him, you can go 8 to 10, or 8:30 to 10.
he said he couldn't do 8 to 10.
8:30 to 10? What's-
It's up.
Well, here's the thing, we already have it permitted for 10 to 5, right?
Yes.
Correct? All right. And they want it from 9 to 11, so obviously, the other permit, the first permit takes precedent,
Mhm.
correct? So somehow, the other team that came in for 9/11 has got to.
What was the other team?
Stu Majority's daughter.
Stu Majority's daughter.
That was the question you asked at the beginning of the meeting.
That's an independent organization not affiliated with a recreational league, or it's a?
There's Somerset, they fit all the criteria for a Somerset team, according to our permits.
They're nonprofit.
They're for profit, they're.
Well, that's hearsay, they're all
We have the
Somerset kids.
ASA, I asked, I see that Donald's here from the ASA, who's been doing it for
So
30
you're-
years. Can you, if we could get some citizens.
You're gonna allow a caliber club team to use.
First of all, we don't discriminate whether you're A caliber, you're
I-
elite, you're rec. It comes down to Somerset residents,
Yep,
okay? That's how our permits are set up.
okay.
Our permits are set up that there's a criteria on how many kids you can have from Somerset, and that's where it fits, under the fee schedule. And this team fits under that criteria, fits into that criteria
For the spring season.
for the spring season. And that's how we do it.
Don't
We
have-
don't go by, you got better uniforms, we're better than you. That has nothing to do with it. It's Somerset kids. We're here in the kid business, that's what we're here for. That's why they're allowed to get
Right,
it.
but we have that, it's Somerset Storm.
We have a Somerset League.
That's Somerset, that's
So,
Somerset, right there.
Yeah, but here's what's going on. You're turning it into a,
Sorry, I'm
I
late.
don't know if you see
Mr. President's here now.
You can't, you turn it into a he said, she said, we're better than them. It's Somerset kids, bottom line. It's Somerset kids. So you're telling me, because they don't play in your league, but they're Somerset kids, you can't play on the field? That we can't permit them to field? How does that work? How can you
They're not
sit there
playing games,
consciously?
they're not playing games,
They're
remember,
not playing
it's
games.
just practice,
Yeah.
and,
Hold on a second. Rich, I'll get to you, Don. All right, all set? Don?
Jimmy, I understand exactly what you're saying, and I played against some of these kids from that other team.
Yeah.
And they also want Somerset kids, and they're good kids, and I agree totally with you on the Somerset kids. But where you guys as a board for recreation for the town
Yeah.
of Somerset have to think about is when you have a league that generates kids, and it's been going on, Bryce, Richie, and Ray, and yourself, your daughters went through it, for the last 50, 60 years. If you start saying, okay, there's Somerset kids, well, what's gonna help next year with another team that takes kids out of their league, goes independent, and uses the same fields? And what's gonna happen is there's gonna be a snowball effect, because every time you lose kids from the recreation league that go make these independent teams, which they are Somerset kids, I agree with you, but what happens is their friends don't come and join their recreation league, and the recreation leagues start to dwindle. And this has happened not only here in Somerset, but it's happened throughout the state here, it's happened in Connecticut, it's happened in Rhode Island.
It's happened everywhere
It's happened
with
everywhere.
baseball
And
and such. I understand
Baseball's been
that.
going through it longer than we have.
Correct.
But the bottom line is this, when the Somerset Recreation League, number one, is an ASA affiliated league, which they not only get insurance for you guys for your town fields, but they also get their insurance through ASA, because they're registered, they're recognized ASA club. They also use ASA umpires, which I don't, I'm not saying they're gonna use umpires, but how do you know they don't schedule a scrimmage at that time and have a scrimmage game there? And when you use.
no, we know that, because they were already told.
Yeah.
That was,
it's right.
we gave them a list of
Right.
conditions.
Right.
Not to interrupt you, Doug, just a minute. They were given a list of conditions, and that was the first condition. There will be no games, because if they play a game, they will be asked to leave, or they will have to pay a fee.
And then they're also like I don't know how you guys do it totally here, I'm unfamiliar, But for example, for me, I have to have $1 million in liability that I have to pay for. And that's separate from the ASA registrations and everything else that we do. So, do they have $1 million worth of liability?
Yes, they do.
To cover that?
They
And-
fit, when they fill out the permit, it's not just they have to fit the same criteria that all the rec leagues do. They have to have insurance, they have to have it all, all the i's have to be dotted and t's crossed. I mean, this isn't just some group that, they got their stuff together, obviously. Whether they make a profit on it, that's not up to us. That has nothing to do with us. The thing is, how we look at it is, they filled out the criteria, they fit the criteria, how can we legally say
All
no?
right, let me ask you this too. When you go down to South Complex or Ashton Field, and there's damage done, who's the first person you contact? The recreation league that you gave the permit to.
Correct.
So who's gonna govern that they go down there and damage is done, and nobody knows, and everybody's blaming who? When you give a permit out to the recreation league, which is what you've been doing for 60
Yep.
years here, anytime you have a problem up there, whether it's on the baseball field or the softball field, you come back to them or them and you say, hey, how come that fence is damaged? How come the bathrooms are damaged? How come the second base box that's in the ground is torn out? You come back and you ask them. If you start giving permits out for these fields and start giving it to these independents, who's accountable? And who are you gonna blame?
Well, if you're gonna go that route, then what is independence? No, we just gave permits out to the butterfly people. So if they ruin it, we're gonna go after them.
Right.
But how do you know?
It's the
How do you
same
know?
thing.
But here's the, Jimmy,
What's-
here's the difference I'm just saying.
What's the
Yeah.
number?
If these
What's the
guys
Yeah.
run a league for the kids for the town, they're not running leagues for themselves, they're running it for the town. And what happens is, and you know it, we've
I
all
know
been
it.
through it.
Yep.
We get a couple of dads who think they're better than what's being run there, and they decide to take their kids, Sally Sue out of the league, or Johnny out of the baseball league, and they form their own club
We're
team.
done.
Right,
We're
I
not
know.
in that league.
But
We don't
Jimmy,
play that
Jimmy,
game.
but Jimmy, you have to look at it and say, are we giving, are those fields there, and that you've been giving to the recreation league all these years? Or are you now gonna start giving them to other, because once you start giving to one, then you're gonna have other independents breaking off from the leagues and wanting permits and wanting permits. So now you're gonna end up ruining the leagues because you're helping the independents out. The reason they've come back to you in Somerset is because they couldn't get permits anywhere else.
Yeah, okay, hold on. Let's go back. Why did they leave the, first of all, we're not in the league business. We're in the field business and the kid business.
Okay?
How, whoever runs the league and why they left and all of that stuff has nothing to do with us.
Correct, but you're helping.
Agreed, and this.
You're helping
this is
them
not-
out.
Hold on, hold on,
It's not
hold on,
perfect.
hold on,
You're-
hold on. So
You're-
you're gonna get into a he said, she said.
It's really not, I mean, it is all about the kids. Jimmy, I can't agree with you more. And most of those kids that are on those teams are phenomenal kids. But the bottom line is if you're gonna give a permit out for a complex, whether it's Ashton Field or whether it's South Complex, and you give it to the league, you should let the league use the fields and let them govern them. You guys should just wash your hands and say, they have the permits, the girls wanna play on those fields, they join that league. If you start giving to independent, then you're destroying the leagues that you've accomplished all these years, that your daughter, Richard's daughters
I
have gone through.
understand.
So what you're doing is you're helping them out. And next year, if there's 3 other teams, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
We're gonna do the same thing we always do. Look at the rosters. If they're Somerset teams, they're entitled to play there.
Jimmy,
What happened?
Jimmy, they can stay in the leagues and play as well, too.
That's their personal choice. That has nothing to do with us.
They don't even have a Somerset name, though, Jim.
But Jimmy, it doesn't,
I mean, I'm being honest, it doesn't-
I agree with you. It doesn't matter on the name.
See,
I don't agree.
one of the things that's hard, I'll get right to you. One of the things that's hard for us to do is decipher all the stuff
But
that
you
gets
don't have to,
piled on.
what I'm saying to Jimmy is, you don't have to decipher. You gave a permit out
Yep.
to the Somerset Recreation Softball Leagues. Done. Let them go somewhere else if they wanna leave the Somerset League. But you're trying to help independents, even though they got kids from Somerset, to do this. So not only are they destroying the leagues, but now they're gonna be using the permits in those fields, that these guys, even though your town
Yeah.
does a great job, our town does a great job helping maintain those fields. But you're gonna, what if damage is done? How do you know they're not playing soft toss against your backstop?